Hello, everybody. Joseph Career here. Welcome to the Joseph Career Show. Today is Tuesday, April the 6th, 2021. Yes, it is. It is what it is. And last night, did you watch last night's game, right? You watched last night's game between Gonzaga and Baylor. That's what it is about. And then this is going to be a good game. Well, I think again, last night's game was absolutely unbelievable when Baylor crushed Gonzaga to win their first NCAA title for the first time since. Ever since they had this title win, they has. Things are good. Things are gonna get good for Gonzaga. Gonzaga ending their streak, the longest streak ever. But guess what? It's nothing. It has nothing to do of losing this game that was about last night. In this NCAA National Championship game in basketball, and that's its history. Everything's history. Baylor did crush Gonzaga. Gonzaga lost the national championship for the second time in this whole century. For the second time in this century, Gonzaga had lost. Well, did you all know that Gonzaga was going to win their first national championship? That was unclear. Unclear for real. Gonzaga's going to be on number one spot, number one in the nation. And then didn't do anything, and the defense ain't doing anything. And the Gonzaga ain't doing anything. The offense looking better, but the defense isn't. They're not happening. They're not talking to each other. They're not doing nothing right. Defense had given up. They're giving up Baylor with with a lot of threes behind the arc, a lot of layups. They're giving up layups. They're giving up threes, and you know that things going wrong in Gonzaga. And I'd like to thank Gonzaga for trying, but Baylor, their first win in the NCAA championship title for the first time since the pandemic hit last year. And this is all the things about. You all just talking about the coach woman of the women's basketball team of Baylor, asking them to take their matches up and end this pandemic. Well, last night, women's Baylor team believed that Baylor's going to win the national title. And yes, it is what it is. And yes, it is. It is what it is. Baylor become the third team to win the national title. That was last night. Last night they did it. Last night they did it. An unbelievable scene. This is actually a story. And you know what? All the Baylor teams, they went to celebrate up there in Texas. When they came to Indianapolis last night, they won the Final Four. You all know that Gonzaga Slugs have beaten UCLA on the final shot before heading to the national championship, and then came up short to Baylor. Well, let me say the least. No, I really don't think Gonzaga is doing good. I really don't think the defense is doing good. They were tired. They were down 16-4. And they tried to came back. Baylor has never trailed in this game. The first and second half, they never trailed this game heading to the highest level. They won by 17 points. For real. They won by, I don't know. But they won big. the one pick for sure. And you know it's happening this way. It's happening so far. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. And somehow it is. It is what it is. We can't continue. And that's what we have to ensure that. That's what I know. That's what I know. I never seen what's happening. It really happened. It really happened. And the Gonzaga fans feel like they're going to explode about the loss. They're going to the ball, but I give credit for the teams. I give credit for this team. They're doing a great season. They had a great season. That's, as you always know, stuff happens now. Let's go to the NCAA once right now. Now, Baylor did beat Houston, right? That was on Saturday. And then last night they went on to win the national championship. Our final score of this one was 86 to 70. They won by 16 points to crown. Now, now they do know how this is just continuous. Now, here's another session. Now, I'm going to go for this and what has happened to Gonzaga's loss of last night. Okay? So here it is. Now, the Gonzaga's nightmare tie game shows difficult in going undefeated. It says, now, Gonzaga coach Mike Frew walk off the floor for the second time in his career as the losing coach in the national title game on Monday. He's now officially the best athletic coach in college basketball to never win a national NCAA national champion. You could make a good ball argument for West Virginia's Paul Huggins, but he's never made it to Monday night. Now, after Gonzaga's heartbreak in 2017 in a 4-5 plunking game against UNC, these Zags wasn't in Monday night's tie game for the dribbling. Baylor won 86 to 70, and no one will have blanketed if that was 96 to 70 or 106 to 70, considering the game's terror. Now, this wasn't an incident of Gonzaga's collapsing, as you might know. This wasn't an insistence of Gonzaga collapsing under the pressure of being undefeated as the entire the game of the Cups of becoming the first team in 45 years to compete a season without a loss, but it is a reminder on how hard it is to go undefeated in college basketball. As there's talk college 30 something regular season games, a league tournament in 6 national floor NCAA tests. Now, Gonzaga joins a list of famous also wins the past 4 decades that defining regretted about going undefeated for months only to fall in the NCAA tournament. Kentucky to fall. Kentucky in 2015, Michigan State in 2014, UNLV in 1991, and Larry Bird Indiana State in 1979. On this night, it was clear who deserves to be the champion. Baylor, Belden, and Gonzaga. Belden leads as large as 20 and only leading the second half of the single digits for 26 seconds. We haven't played like that this year, Fu said. They bust us out on everything we could possibly do in offense. So to be clear, this wasn't a flop, choke, or meltdown. That certainly didn't make the moment, but it was Baylor's aggression that decided the result more than Gonzaga shrinking under the lights. Us being undefeated, or us having lost 8 games. Gonzaga senior Clark and Cuthbert said it wouldn't have mattered. Now, the story of the 2021 title game was a supreme team beating one that just ended up being merely inside. You can question Gonzaga's relentlessness because they face half as many ranked foes go to Monday night. Sure, you can widen on whether the legs were a bit heavier than needed overtime in the miracle to beat UCLA, of course, will our expectations have been reset if these teams match up on December 5th as they were scheduled, and Baylor delivered a small beatdown oppositely. But Gonzaga ultimately got moved down by Baylor, not the expectations, history, or ghosts. The World UNLV and Kentucky also ended here in Indianapolis. So perhaps some local spirits of dialogue in 1976 Hoosiers, I never felt like we playing with their weight all year. Free said about the undefeated pressure. I always felt like we were ungrateful and we just went into a team tonight that was the schedule. Clearly, through his close friends with Baylor coach got through, even pounding a wet here in pig ball with the bubble to get exci- some exercise and home bracket that the duo never lost. At least one undefeated streak stood. Free handling the post game with the clowns that we come to decide our him as he's quickly become one of the game's defining coach with the sports oh god either having to retire. War wins or close to it. Mike Constancy, John Bonningham, Rick Patino, Paul Huggins. They they all deserve the credit. Free said after the game they were terrific. And quite frankly, they were terrific this whole weekend here at the Final Four. They were just on it. Now, they were definitely hitting on all strikes. And yes it is. Now, Gonzaga's national title is going to happen before too long. They'll have a handful more rings to toss at the milk carton next season. Soon they know, ball will land on through his finger. So that's what he's wanting to do. Yes, go ahead with the national championship. Last night didn't happen. Last night it was. Mike Fu is the best coach. Maybe the best coach, but he never happened now has never. His team has never won the national championship in his life. 4 years ago, he lost to the UNC Tar Heels of the retired War Williams. And yes, it is what it is. You can never happen. You can never do everything or win a national championship. It's in your town life. The Zanks had did everything they could. They did everything they could not to let them guard down. Not to let food guard down. And that's what happened. I mean, they couldn't do anything about it. They lost by 16 points. They lost by 16 points because you don't think that this is how it's happening. It's all done for sure. Yes, it is. It is what it is. And you know why? Because they never won the national second. They lost their second national championship. Why? Because they give it up free throws, they give it up easy layups, and they do it. The defense go ahead and said that they like that looked like they were sleeping out there. Looked like they were sleeping. But yeah, it is what it is. That's what I know. Two of the best teams ever. Gonzaga and Baylor. And Gonzaga came out short. Down 16 points. So, try again next year. Hopefully next year they'll come back. Now, for the North Carolina Tar Heels now, last night was the breaking news that they had a new coach named Hubert Harris. Something like this. So now for the North Carolina, move on from the North Carolina Tar Heels. We had a new coach in town since last week. Last week we saw Will Williams have a time for the men's basketball, being coaching for 33 years, and Hubert Davis, a new coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Yes, the new coach is here to stay. The new coach is here, and it is what it is. Yes, and that's what he will do and continue. Now his team will do everything he can to win. This team is coming back. North Carolina team is coming back stronger than ever. That's what Davis says. That's what Hobie Davis says, so to speak. And this is how this is going to be. This is how it's going to be. What it's going to be all about. So now, I know this team can do it. Next season, I know this team can do it. And his dad is so proud, very proud, when his dad find out. Yes, that's is what it is. So we find out for sure that the new coach of the UNC Tar Heels, think he thinks his team is coming back, building stronger than ever, and he will never. That's how this team will never ever gonna be afraid of. Never ever gonna be afraid of. That's what. Just what's up with this team. Now he was. Now let's take a look at this. I get so sleepy out there. Take my medicine all day. So now, what's happening here so far is absolutely unbelievable, and it says now the new now here's what it says: the new UNC head coach of basketball, Hubert Harris, was introduced for the first time on Tuesday, holding a press conference to make it official just under a week since Will Williams announcing his retirement. Davis take over the job. Davis takes over the job for the legendary Williams, and now he has some big shoes to fill as he hopes to get the Tar Heels back to glory. While he meet the Miller for the first time on Tuesday to answer questions, the head coach revealed his plans moving forward for the program, including some interesting notes about the roster. Among a few different points that was Morton is that the straightest former five-star weak soccer Rocco's cancer who announced his decision to transfer just a few days after the 2020-21 season concluded. But Davis hasn't waved the white flag on occasion return just yet. The head coach mentioned on Tuesday that he has reached out to cancel via text and that the program would love to have him back next season. Now, Jason Turner tweeted, now, Hobin Davis says, I want Walker canceling here. And then Tar Heel Story said, Hobin Davis, we would love to have Walker Kinsley and his family back to Chapel Hill and back at UNC. Alright. Chancellor and his father had an emotional meeting with Williams a few days after the season ended, with was then preceded by him announcing his transfer. The five-star recycler loves the program and Chapel Hill, but is looking for a better fit of the court moving forward. However, the hiring of Davis could change that disparity of what he is telling Kinsler his role moving forward could be. Chancellor report wants to be more of a stretch player at the full spot and only a more the backup currently set to return. There is no room for him to do that. I don't know how good UNC's chances are at convincing him to stay, but I do feel better about this than I did a few days back. And then he said Kansas averaged of 4.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, and shot 57.8% from the field, coming off the bench last season. So that's what he was about to do. He wants Kansas to come back to UNC. He wants Kansas to come back to UNC, and that's what he was thinking about. He wants his team to win. He wants Kansas to win. And that's what he wants to do. Get UNC back to glory. Yes, we really need it. We really need it. We really need it. UNC will get back to glory next season and more seasons to come. And they're going to grow stronger than ever to have them win. Have this team win. Yes, Hubert Davis, the man, he's the man right now, folks. He's the man, no problem. I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. And I really don't blame his team either. He wants his team to win. He wants his team to win. No problem. And that's what it is. That's what it's all about. Next season will be huge in 2021-22 season. And folks, I hope this is a story that we have to see. The story that you have to see is for sure. When I heard Waldman's retirement last Thursday, I was crushed. But Hubert Davis, our new coach in the UNC Tar Heels, is going to make it bigger and better. And this team is going to be bigger. This team is going to be better. And it's going to be glorious and strong. They're going to be a strong team ever to make it to the tournament, NCAA tournament next year. To make it to the Final Four, to win the national championship. This team is going to be better next season. And yes, it is what it is. This is what this team has to be better, for sure. I can tell you what. High hopes for him. I had high hopes for them and had confidence for him that you had never ever going to see this before. Once in my life. I don't know when, I don't know how this is all continuing to happen, but this is the team that could ever have UNC win. For about the rest of your life, if you are a coach, what should you do? If you are the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, what should you do? If you told this team to go get them, what should you do? Go get them. If we want this team to win the ACC championship, what should you do? Go get them. If you want this team to go to be number one seed, what should you do? Go get them. That's all I have to say for now. This is Joseph Kuda, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tune in. Take care.